Welcome to Conversations with Verdel Jones. I'm your host, Verdel Jones, and being an educator at heart, I'm dedicated to sharing conversations that inform and enlighten in the hopes that you learn something you may not have known. So thank you everyone for tuning in to Conversations with Verdel Jones. We are here live at Paradise Studios on the Strong Island Television Network. So again, thank you for watching, and make sure you like and share this conversation so everybody else can hear what we're talking about today. Season 5, we're at season 5, and it's season 5 fall, and but the whole season is about embracing your life, and we are on every second and fourth Thursday, but we're at a new time, 6:30 p.m. We have great guests and great conversations. So we want to keep it going. We're also on Roku. So you can now see us on Roku on the Strong Island Entertainment channel. So, check us out and let everybody you know that has Roku to tune in to Conversations with Verdel Jones and all of the other awesome shows that are on the Strong Island Entertainment channel. We are looking for partner sponsors. So if you want to support quality content, reach out to me today. We want to keep this party going. So reach out to me today and sponsor Conversations with Verdel Jones. You can also be part of the conversation with your very own Conversations with Verdel Jones mug. So you can pick that up on my website. So as you know, we're always excited, to come to you and share some information. But you know what? We're gonna get right to it. We're gonna have our week in review. The week in review, we have a lot that was going on this week. We have a special guest here today. We have Gloria Washington is waiting to come on, but we also have another special guest. So we're looking forward to that. We're going to talk a little bit more about the week in review when she comes on. But let me get to it. We went to a Women on the Rise conference, which is really good. Maya covered that conference, and I was also awarded an award. I'm going to talk about that later. We also went to the Alexander Yes Gala in Queens. Remember, we had Annette Runchi on the show. So we're going to talk about that a little bit. Maya also went to Relax and Restore she had a facial with Consuela. So we're going to be talking about that as well. And where she got the facial was at Chez Laa Reine, right? I got it. Chez Laa Reine. So, and I got to speak to the owner of Chez Laa Reine, Rhonda Gooden. So I have a little clip, and I want to show you what happened when we went to Chez Laa Reine. So we're here at Chez Laa Reine in Huntington, New York, and I'm so happy to be here. You have a beautiful, beautiful boutique.
Thank you so much.
So how did you get started with opening up a boutique?
Well, it actually was something I've always been inspired by fashion since I was like really young, and I in corporate America, so always like. Had to conform to, how the standards of being in corporate America. And I always had that edge. Right. Where it's like, okay, I'm going to do corporate America, but I'm going to do it with a splash. But then the light bulb actually flashed. I turned 50. Okay. Graduated from college with a bachelor's degree in sociology. Kids grown, empty nest. Right. So basically, I just had a passion to like step it up a notch. Right, yeah. And then what I had decided, God dropped this idea in my head. I wanted to do a pop-up shop. Okay. To try it out, to see what I really wanted to do.
Test the waters a little bit.
To test the waters. Yeah. I said, let me get my feet wet in this industry, see where it takes me. Right. Okay, fast forward to this building. I was supposed to do a pop-up shop here. And they were actually in the process of tearing this down to make this a 7-story apartment building. Yeah. Wow. So it's like that, a lot of different places they're doing the apartments and things like that. Right, yeah. This town was not for it. So basically they shut that down. So the owner of this building actually, instead of doing the pop-up shop, he said, well, why don't you just keep it until that was the favor of God. Right, I totally believe that, because it was like, okay, so just go in and see what, because it was only supposed to be for a weekend.
Wow.
And then he was like, okay, so, and then he was like, do whatever you want to with it. This
Really?
place looked like, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And then, I seen it in a dream before. And that's why I knew as soon as I came in, I'm like, this is it. This is it. So, yeah, and I love Paris too. I went to Paris a couple of times.
I was going to ask you, how did you come up with the name?
Well, actually, a lady on my job knows me. She, we work together, and she's a fashionista, but kind of a closet fashionista. So I told her I knew the name of the place. I wanted it to be posh. I knew I wanted it to be French.
Yes,
because I do love Paris. One of my loves for Paris is that you can dress up, like you can wear a gown and nobody's looking at you funny.
in the middle of the day.
They don't care. I mean, you just blend in, and I love that. You know, I love vintage. I love European. I mean, I like that, those kind of things. I don't know. I think I'm my grandmother's child. My grandmother loved those things.
Okay, so her influence,
like the brooches and the you know, Jackie O's and the scarf, very classy.
Right.
Yeah. So I like that. So I went to Paris when I turned 50.
Okay.
And I went again.
Oh,
you know,
wow.
And the second time I went to actually shop for the store.
Okay.
You know, so the first time I went, it was like a very, you know, I was inspired because I do love fashion. I love, you know, color. I love, I don't like blending in. I like, you know, standing out. And I think, you know, the thing is like as we as women, like we need to be here. We need to be relevant in this world. You know what I mean? Yes. So that's why you see the stores full of color.
It is.
Because people come in, they just want to blend in. Oh, no, I don't want to be there.
So
and
true.
there's always a piece here that brings out the best in them.
Exactly.
So that was something that I wanted the name to represent.
Okay. And what does it stand? What does it mean?
The Queen's Place.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, right. Chez Laa Reine means the Queen's Place.
So what can people expect when they come to your boutique? You know, the clothes that you have, what can they expect?
They can expect different. They can expect stand out. They can expect good quality clothes. Like it's not your Forever 21.
It's not Forever 21.
It's not a Fashion Nova. You know, it's very classy. A lot of work tonight, like day to night, because like I said, I am in corporate America, so I do like to wear suits, but I like to have bold suits, you know, and a nice blouse. So if you're out in the day and you're working, you know, you can take the shirt off. I mean, take the jacket off, and you're ready for a date or whatever, girls' night out, or things like that. And you know, another big thing about this boutique is I didn't want to. I've been all sizes in my life. You know what I mean? So I wanted to have something for everybody.
Right. Yes.
So in a lot of boutiques, you can't find anything for larger women,
curvy women
either. Right. So it's like I wanted to have. It's not a astronomical amount of them. But you will definitely find something.
Absolutely.
That if you want to go there, I got something for you to go. All the way up to 3X too.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
now where are you located? Let people know where you're located exactly, so they can definitely come to Chez Laa Reine. Beautiful, beautiful place. And this is my second time here.
Yes.
And every time, I've been here twice, and I'm going to buy something, of course, because your pieces are unique, and that's what I love.
Yes.
Love.
Yes.
So where are you located?
I'm in Huntington Village, the heart of Huntington Village. I do have parking. I'm actually one of the only boutiques in Huntington that has parking.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, and I have the biggest boutique in Huntington. Blame it on God. That's what he did. You know, it's so true, and it's a dream come true because every time I pull in here and it's like you have parking,
right?
You know, just everything
convenient.
It just works. And
what's the actual address?
431 New York Avenue, Huntington, New York, 11743. Hours of operation, because I do have a job, is from Tuesday to Friday. I'm open from 5 to 9 p.m. And then on Saturday I'm open all day from 11 to 7. I also do events, you know, where people, you know, come. I hosted a couple of organizations here, and I had Girls Talk, Women's Empowerment. We do work mixers where people come and talk about their different businesses. So that's something that we can do. As you can see, the store is huge, so it's very versatile.
Thank you so much for having us here to speak with you and check out the clothes and the accessories and all of that. Make sure you come here to see Rhonda Gooden at Chez Laa Reine. So we really did enjoy our visit at Chez Laa Reine, and a little bit later, Miya is going to. Oh, that's my special guest. She is going to share a little bit of her experience getting a facial by Consuella. So that's going to be a lot of fun. So today we're talking about changing relationships with yourself and with others. Season 5, fall, is all about change. The leaves are changing, the weather is changing, and change is inevitable, and it's a serious part of life if you're going to embrace your life. It demands that we kind of reflect on it. So we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we are going to have our first guest, Miss Gloria Washington-Mines. Yeah. So welcome back to Conversations with Verdel Jones. I am so pleased to introduce everyone to Gloria Washington-Mines. She is a cosmetologist, an entrepreneur, and she has retired from that, and she is reinventing herself. Remember, we talked about change. Hi, how are you, Gloria? Thank you so much for being a guest.
Hi, thank you so much, Verdel. Thank you for having me.
Awesome. So I mentioned that you are a cosmetologist by trade. How did you get started in the world of cosmetology?
Well, when I was a kid, at the age of like 9, I was doing my neighbors' and friends' hair, just doing whatever I felt that was cute. And I just fell in love with the industry.
Right.
And so I went to high school. I went to Jane Addams Vocational High School and got my regional diploma and my cosmetology license. And I went on to teach cosmetology at Woolford Academy.
Okay.
And I taught for 8 years.
Wow.
And and then I always wanted my own business. Mm-hmm. So before I got my own business, I had the opportunity to work at the big hair shows as well. And my last goal, again, was to get my own business. So when I came to Warwick, my girlfriend Leslie said to me, Gloria, there are no ethnic salons in this area. You better jump on it.
Right.
And I knew that was my opportunity to fulfill the goal that I set for myself, which was to have my own business.
Right. Perfect opportunity.
Yes. And I was able to service this community in a way that they had never been served before, because I was the only ethnic salon in the entire area.
Wow.
And so I was news,
Right.
I was all in the newspaper. It was a big deal. And where I come from, there was a salon on every corner.
Right.
So that was like kind of strange.
So what do you love, being a business owner and working with people day to day? What do you really love about working with individuals in such a personal way? Because as a cosmetologist, as a hairstylist, you are you build relationships with individuals. And what aspect of that do you really, really love?
The aspect of creating, it's almost like creating another family.
Right.
Literally, you're creating another family because you get to know these women. They're spectacular. You get to learn from them. You grow with them. You know, we have an opportunity to pray together, you know, to cry together, to celebrate together,
Right.
you know, and just be women of significance, you know, women who are achieving and living their best life,
Right.
you know, and it's just wonderful to be able to share with women and to grow with women, you know, and so that's been the joy of my life. Has been knowing these spectacular, outstanding, educated, excellent women of all walks of life.
Right, right. So you started in the Bronx, and I was reading in your bio that you provided services for senior citizens, the sick and shut in. And what drove you to give back in this way before you even started your business? What type of why did you want to provide the services for people who maybe didn't get them or couldn't have gotten them if it wasn't for you?
Well, the thing was that I was at a crossroads. I had worked at the bank because I've always done hair on the side, but I've always had another job as well.
Okay.
And so I worked at the bank, and I left the bank, and I'm like, I don't want to work for another person.
Right.
I want to get my own business, but I knew I didn't have the funds to open up a beauty salon. So I decided to start a service where I was servicing the sick and shut-in and the elderly.
Okay.
And that was so rewarding because a lot of the elderly did not see anyone but myself.
Oh, wow.
That maybe once every month or once every 2 weeks, how often they needed my services.
Right.
And so just to be able to come in and talk with them, they truly look forward to the service.
Right.
And I didn't charge them a lot. I really charged them senior citizen prices.
Right.
And so it was just a joy to be able to do that, to give back in such a major, major way. And I contact all the senior citizen centers first.
Right.
And I told what I was getting ready to do, that I wanted to start the service. So they started telling all the women who were coming in to get service through the senior citizen center. And that's how I got my customers.
Okay.
Yeah, so I had a sink piece, I had a hose, and I would come and set up and make them feel as if they were in a salon.
Right,
you know?
so it was like a mobile type of salon, right?
It was a mobile salon.
Right.
Absolutely, it was. Yes.
So you said your salon, you started it in 1999 in Warwick?
Actually, I started it in 1999 because I had the ability to get in and out of people's homes. I started doing it here, being that it was, the service was so, the need was so great.
Right.
I started going to people's homes here.
Okay.
And so 6 months in, I said, you know what? I told my husband, I have to get a salon. I can't do this. This is too much because, everything was so spread out upstate. So I literally opened my business with $1,500.
Wow.
My husband paid the 2 months rent and security, and my brother loaned me $1,000. That's how I opened up.
Wow, that's great.
Yes.
I mean, and the being a business owner is not an easy task. And I'm sure with your type of business that you were in, how did you manage the downtimes? And people, I think, always want to get their hair done. So like how would you kind of advise someone who is getting into this type of business?
Wow. Well, you have to really want to be a part of this business, and you have to be dedicated. You have to have a desire to want to do it because it is demanding.
Yeah.
It is demanding. But when you have a desire and a gift to service the public, you will find a way, and you will set your schedule where you will make your hours that will work for you and your family.
Right. It's a balance.
Just so happened I didn't have any children, so it was a lot easier for me. But nevertheless, it was still demanding.
Right.
So those years that I put in was so great that I didn't feel pressured and I didn't feel overwhelmed, even though having a business, you can feel that way because that's just normal to go through those stages.
Sure.
But you really have to want to do this.
Yeah,
you really have to want to do it, and you really have to have a strong desire to do it.
Absolutely.
And you do it with love and kindness. You know, you don't do it begrudgingly.
So now you're retired. And you're on the next chapter of your life. We're talking about change. So this is a big change, you know, being in business for so many years and then retiring. How hard was it to close your doors?
Oh, man, I had a real meltdown. I had two major meltdowns because the fact that was my baby, you know, and missing my clients and but the great things with the clients is that we have each other's phone number. We've been texting each other back and forth. I've been trying to recommend people that they can go to. But it's been a little weird, but overwhelming with great joy at the same time because I was introduced by Rudy to this opportunity to be able to have my own TV show with Strong TV and Root Rangers Network.
Okay, let's talk about that a little bit. What's that about?
Okay, that's about sharing with the public, okay, because we talked about health and wellness.
Right.
So when Rudy found out that that's what I was doing, he offered me this opportunity. He says, look, Gloria, if you would like, you can do some videos around what you're doing with the company that you're with. I'm not allowed to say the name because they don't advertise.
Okay.
So he said, you can go ahead and create some videos, some commercials around health and wellness. And I thought it was a great idea.
Okay.
So that's what I'm doing. I'm doing videos talking about health in general.
Okay.
I don't want just to be about my company. I want it to be about people really taking care of themselves. But using my supplements, using the products, because we have over 600 products. And using my products and then other people's ideas as well to help you live a healthier lifestyle.
Right.
Because that's what it's about. And I think a lot of people, or most people, are on a quest to live a healthier lifestyle.
Yes, absolutely.
So that's what it's about.
So you retired from one business, but you're getting into, or you're in another one.
Absolutely. Because I just can't just retire and just do nothing. It's just not in my personality and in my DNA to just come home and do absolutely nothing. I would get so depressed.
Right. So
I have to keep it moving.
Once a business owner, always a business owner.
Yes. But you know, it didn't start there. I started selling Kool-Aid when I was 9 years old.
Well, there you go. So your business is called Gloria's Healthy Home and Body. So just tell people like what you provide for them, where they can find you, and also where they can find your videos and show.
Okay, so you can find the videos and the show on Rude Rangers. That's RUDE Rangers, RANGER TV.com. And you can also find where to purchase products or look at the products or look at the company itself by going to Gloria's GLORIAS HHB.com. And the products is all about living healthy inside of your home, because a lot of people are using products that are so toxic that you can't even breathe after you clean your bathroom or after you clean your floor.
Yeah, that's true.
So we're telling you and showing you how to clean and get rid of the toxins in your home. Okay. We have nutrition, skincare, you name it, we have it. We have essential oils. Everything that you would buy from the store, you would change stores and you would buy from our store. And the products that you're going to be purchasing are products that are made by the company right here in the USA. Okay. So we're not taking products from another country, putting it on the shelf, and then sending it out to you. Right. You're getting fresh products every single month. Okay. And they work. I've lost 10 pounds already. Oh, my friend has lost 50 pounds. I have another friend who lost 35.
Oh, wow.
So the products are just absolutely wonderful.
That's awesome. So I want to thank you so much for being a guest on Conversations with Verdel Jones, and I want to make sure everybody, can reach out to you and take a look at, your services, and also tune into your show.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate you for having me.
All right. Well, thank you, and we are going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to have Miya Jones in studio.
Give the opportunity to see what it looks like and be a part of it.
Welcome back to Conversations with Verdel Jones. I have Miya Jones here with me.
Hey guys.
Hey Miya.
Hey Mom.
1/4 of, well, you have
Half.
half, yeah. You have half of the Let's Kick It with the Joneses crew. So I wanted Miya to come on because we have been busy, and kind of go over, what's been going down with the Jones ladies.
We're very, very busy. As you saw, we went to Chez Laa Reine. We both did some media coverage there. We went to Panache. We've been doing a lot. My mom did an awesome keynote speech at Panache at the gala, the 6th annual Panache Gala. So that was awesome.
Thank you.
Yes. Good
And
stuff.
yet we have a little, so the Panache gala, we have a picture of all the honorees and the keynote. I was the keynote for that. And basically it was the Alexander Yes Foundation, Alexander Yes. It stands for Youth Etiquette for Success. So we went to that. They were celebrating their 6th year of inception. I was privileged to be the keynote for that. And we had a really great time. There was a lot of great honorees that were there as well. And this is a picture of Woman on the Rise. So we went to the Woman on the Rise conference.
Yes, and Mom was honored because she's that woman.
So that was really cool as well. So and if you remember, we had Annette Ronchi from Panache, and she is also the founder of the Alexander Yes, and we also had Marcia Guerriere on, and she is the founder of the Women on the Rise conference. So again, we were out and about, busy, and one of the things that I really love is we get to go to all these great events and cover them.
Right, exactly. It's definitely fun to do, especially together. Because, I think we have a pretty good working relationship.
Yeah, we're going to talk about mothers and daughters working together and the changing in relationships. So we really had, when we went to Panache, Miya didn't cover Panache for Shades of Long Island.
It felt weird not having to take a picture, interview someone. But it was relaxing in that sense.
Miya also, and you mentioned it a little bit, had a facial. So we went to
a much needed facial.
Yeah, we went to Chez Laa Reine.
Yes.
But it was Consuella, Relax and Restore with Consuella. And she's located in the Chez Laa Reine store. So we have a quick clip of Miya getting a facial by Consuella at Relax and Restore with Consuella in Chez Laa Reine. So we're going to show that.
Aromatherapy because I like the way it smells.
Okay.
But aromatherapy is very good depending on which essential oils you use for certain things. You can have facials for firming and toning,
Right.
acne,
Okay.
dryness.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a lifting and toning method. It helps the different layers of the skin know that something's about to happen. It wakes up.
Wakes it up.
It wakes up the collagen. And it also helps to remove anything left from the face.
From after the cleansing.
Oh man, just looking back at that, I'm just like, I was so, let me tell y'all, that was so relaxing. I woke up, I couldn't move too fast, otherwise I would have been knocked out on the ground sleep. It was so relaxing, oh my gosh.
That's the first time you had a facial?
Yes, first
Okay.
facial, first facial. It was really good, and I really saw the results like afterwards, especially like a day or two after, because I had some acne and instantly it went down, and I'm like, wow. And everyone's talking about, oh, you gotta glow, you gotta glow. I'm like, I have facial.
It really was nice. So Consuela is the I always say this
She's
wrong.
an esthetician.
Esthetician, and her mother is the fabulous Vera Moore
Yes.
of Vera Moore Cosmetics.
Yes, she's awesome.
So they have they both are. They really are. So they have their makeup line and their skincare regimen in Chez Laa Reine, and then they do facials there. So you can check that out. There you see we have Rhonda. She was she's the owner that you saw the previous clip at Chez Laa Reine. So we really I filmed the which I'm not that great at filming, but
You did a good job. You did a good job. I was proud.
yeah, but that's the the nice thing about being working together. I try my best.
No, you do. You put in a good effort. And
Thank you.
You did a good job.
Thank you. Just with you covering a bunch of events, because Jeremiah always makes, I'm not going to say fun, but he always talks about us going to different events. How do you balance going to all of the things that you go to and cover and all of that?
I mean, I just try to discipline myself and make sure that, in the midst of covering all these events, I make sure that I follow through with them and make sure the finished
That's like the major
product
part.
is out there, because, sometimes you get caught up, because sometimes I'll go to maybe 2, sometimes 3 events in a week. And I have to remember and discipline myself and be like, all right, Maya, you have to get this article out by at least, such and such time. So I just try to set mental deadlines in my head.
Right, yeah. Because, and sometimes the events are late or and that's another thing, just the travel time too.
Right.
That it takes to get to the event. Sometimes you cover in Long Island, but sometimes there might be a Long Island person in.
Right, in Queens or the city or, in the borough, so that does take some time. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think, the importance of, we also went to the Google. I forgot we went to the Google thing too.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, we went to the Google.
Shout out to Teresa, Rita, the Urban League, Young Hip Professionals, ListNet. We actually hosted a Google event. It was a very informative workshop with Angelina Monique Derisol, and she was awesome. A lot of good information with that.
Right, and not only during the events, you learn you learn stuff and all that. A lot of them are informative, like the Woman on the Rise. That event was it was really, really well done.
Marsha packed a lot into that conference.
Yeah, she really did.
She got so much knowledge, you walk out with a headache.
Right, and you know what the thing is? We've been to a lot of events, and some events are great and some not so great. But yeah, Marsha's Woman on the Rise event,
She was on point.
She was on point. I cannot wait to go next year. And I was honored, which was really cool. And didn't you have
honored?
And didn't you have something for Long Island Girl Talk as well? I didn't go to that. On Saturday, didn't you have a Long Island Girl Talk event? Oh, the opening, right?
Well, we had the registration for that Long Island
Okay.
Girl Talk.
There's always something.
Another thing that I do, you know, Long Island Girl Talk, a great organization. You actually had Marsha on before.
I did, yes.
We
yes.
helped teach girls media and stuff like that. So I had to go over there for a workshop that they did. I did a little bit of, you know, social media, filming and all that. So just another hustle.
Right,
Another thing that we do.
Exactly. And it's, you know, I think it's, you know, staying engaged and being involved in so many or attending a lot of events, and you're supporting. You know, you're really supporting others with their events. It's hard to do an event.
It's hard to keep up, for sure, and it's definitely hard to do an event.
Right, and you know, so when you go to an event and it's well done, you really appreciate it.
Right, because you know how long it took to put that together.
Exactly, a lot of time.
Exactly, yeah.
So if people are interested in reaching out to you, we're gonna show you information later, but if people are interested in having you cover events, you know, different things that they do, how would they reach out to you?
So the best way is to reach out to me via email, ideally, or, you know, send me a text or anything like that. You'll show my information. She'll show my information later on, but send me, you know, an email about the event.
What type of things do you cover?
I cover different events. I've covered galas. I've covered, you know, music-based events like, you know, showcases, community events, community, you know, organizations, things like that. And just, you know, people in the community doing good things. So
Right, yeah. It really is. It's positive. A lot of positive stuff, which is great. So we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we are going to talk about this mother-daughter relationship and how it has evolved and how it has changed over the years. So we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back in a minute. Welcome back to Conversations with Verdel Jones. So this segment is brought to you by Shades of Long Island. Shades of Long Island is the first media outlet to highlight youth and diversity on Long Island. So we have a little special edition of Let's Kick It with the Joneses, because, you know, I love when my people come in studio. So I wanted to kind of talk about the changing relationship, the mother-daughter relationship, and how it kind of evolves over the, over the years.
So, I mean, I know for me, I wouldn't say it's gotten better because it's always been good for me.
Aww.
You know?
Aww.
Best friend.
Bestie.
I mean, it's always been great, you know? So it has evolved in the sense that, you know, you get older, you know?
Yeah.
You can talk to your mom, I think, a little bit more about serious things and serious matters, you know, as you're growing up and changing, you know. You're not going to have the same conversation with, you know, a 5-year-old as you do with, you know, a 23-year-old. So,
right.
You know, so it's definitely evolved in that sense.
You know, it has evolved, and I remember your dad said something interesting. He was talking about discipline and how you discipline a child, and you know, I can't remember the exact phrase he used, but that discipline, you know, turns into respect, and you know, in other words, he was saying, you know, we're not friends, you know, but at a certain point, it turns into that, you know. But there has to be discipline there. So I remember him saying something. What was that saying you said, Jeremiah? I don't remember what it was. But
In the beginning, it starts out there's more discipline in the beginning.
There's more discipline in the beginning, right?
It's like, you know, the levels change.
It's like
Levels
a
change.
right, exactly.
Change.
Like it
And as the child gets older, it turns into more of a friendship.
it turns into
a
right,
friendship.
exactly,
In the
exactly.
beginning, they have to have that discipline.
You have to
have
set that
They
discipline
crave-
foundation.
you know, they
Yeah,
need that
people.
Yeah.
They need
I
the
think
boundaries.
they need the
Kids need the
boundaries. Exactly. They
boundaries.
want to be told what to do, how to operate, and they need to know what they can get away with. And they'll test you, but that's what kids do. They test you.
Ain't nothing worse than a little kid running around with no discipline.
Right. Right. You have to have the discipline. You're off mic. Now you really want to start, engaging. I asked him one question.
Oh, God.
But yeah, no, it is building up that relationship over time. And I would say for parents out there who have, especially daughters, I think a mother-daughter relationship is any relationship with your children is special, but a mother and daughter relationship is so it's different than a mother and son relationship.
Definitely. And I'm going to quote Dr. Phil because I like Dr. Phil. I watch him a lot. But he says that the most important relationship a child has is with their same-sex parent because they're the example, they're the model for what a woman or a man, should be. So that's, it's definitely different in that sense as well.
Yeah. And I think from a parent's point of view, the way we treat our daughters is different than the way we treat our sons.
Yeah. There's definitely a double standard.
Yeah.
That's real. It's unfair, but it's real. I guess that's just how we operate,
Yeah, yeah. And I know that my expectation from quote unquote another woman is different than with my son, for example. Because I know what, as a woman, what women go through. So there's an expectation there, and there's a familiarity there that we know. So.
And I also think that when it comes to the evolving relationship, I also think that understanding is another part of that. Because when it comes to as you get older, how you go through the bratty teen years or whatever, and you're like, oh, my parents don't understand, and they don't know what it's like to be, young, and this, that, and the third. But definitely as you get older, into your 20s, 30s, you're like, okay, I guess my parents do know what they're talking about. I understand where they're coming from.
Right.
You realize, the things that your parents have been trying to tell you, and I think that's where the respect and kind of the friendship kind of comes in,
into play.
You get what they were trying to tell you those years back.
Right. Exactly.
So.
Yeah, I mean, we always tell you, we're not talking just to be talking, to hear ourselves talk. We know a little something. And we do believe that you guys know that, but it's sometimes we don't, it's not instant. It comes out in a different way. You know what I'm saying?
How so?
So, for example, I share the story about you going to college and how we were like, she's in for a rude awakening. This girl's gonna fall flat on her face because we always, I know, right?
Your little faith, huh?
Because we always step in and make sure everything's okay. We, Daddy and I did, your brother did, and we were like, yep, rude awakening. And then you went to college and
I was fine.
You were fine.
I was okay.
You were fine, and because what happens is it's that learned behavior. So you know what to do, but if you don't have to do it, why are you going to do it? But when you got to college, you had to do those things. So you kind of went back to your mental notes and took, and took the advice that we had given you, or you saw what we did.
Right. That was my chance to show you guys that.
Right. Exactly.
I was listening to what you guys said.
Exactly. There's nothing better than your child talking to someone and you hear them in an earshot away and they're mimicking some of the things that you've told them, and you're like, when did he or she listen to that? And they do, they listen, but they also watch.
Oh yeah. Definitely watch, for sure.
Yeah.
And definitely, I know watching you were definitely a great example. I mean, the ideal example of what it was to be a strong, loving, caring, smart Black woman for sure. So I had a pretty great example.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, definitely.
And now when we're talking about like the change or the evolution in the relationship, Maya and I do things very similar, which is really scary. but when I see
a
my
lot more
mom,
similar than I thought it would ever be.
Exactly, but I'm like my mother in some instances too. So it's like you kind of pick up those behaviors and you don't even realize it.
You can't help it. You
Yeah.
really can't help it. It just comes naturally because that's what you've seen your whole life. And you're like, I'll like do something a certain way. I'll be like, wait a minute. Oh man, I sound like my mom, or I'm acting like my mom.
Right, yeah.
What the heck?
Yeah, sorry.
Oh man.
It's not that bad.
No, definitely.
So what is it like working? So when we went to Chez Laa Reine and we were speaking with Consuela and Vera, you, and make sure you guys stay tuned for that piece, because that'll be up on your website
Yes,
soon.
that will be the full piece on Vera and Consuela and the whole facial. It'll be on Shades Long Island. Look out for that.
Look out for that.
Plug.
One of the things you were talking to them about was them working together, because they work the business together. So
Mother-daughter duo.
Exactly. And we also had Ana Spa here, another mother-daughter duo.
You're running into a lot of mother-daughter duos.
Exactly. So what is that for you? What is that like?
I mean, it's great for me. I mean, sometimes it could be a little, like, all right, Mom, calm down.
Yeah.
Always trying to talk business. We're eating a meal. Calm down. But I like it because you're not super hard to work with. I mean, you can, demand a little much at times. But, I mean, you're not super hard to work with. You're very, on point. So I appreciate that. And it makes me want to be on point.
Right. And how has the relationship changed because of us working together?
I think we spend more time together.
Yeah.
For sure, which, I mean, I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad.
Right.
We definitely spend a lot of time together. Sometimes I wish it'd be a little less work talk.
Yeah.
Because she'll, we'll be in the middle of talking about, oh, how was your day, this, that, and the third, and she'll be like, all right, now listen. We have to talk about this video. We have to talk about this. And it'll be like, we were just in another conversation. How are you going to drag us back to this? It's instant.
Yeah.
So, maybe turn that switch a little less.
A little less.
But
then how does the work get done if you do that?
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, I guess you're on point, so I guess so.
And you know what, and I think one of the things too is that I love about working with you is that I know your strengths, I know my weaknesses, and vice versa. So we kind of pick up that way.
Right, because, I mean, knowing you my whole life, so we know each other pretty well.
Yeah.
So that's definitely true, for sure.
Exactly. Like social media, Maya's now doing my social media, and I don't know if you have noticed, but my social media is now on point and more engaging and active because I had to let that go. I have to pay her, but it's all good. I don't mind. I don't mind at all because it's worth it.
Oh, thank you.
Right?
I'm worth it. I'm worthy.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, it's, and you, if you're working with your children, they need to be paid, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a good lesson to teach, knowing your worth. I know you always talk about that, knowing your worth, so that comes into play there.
Yeah,
so.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, make sure that, you pay your children that you're working with.
With something,
but
something.
Exactly. So, is there any other thing that you would recommend for young adults your age, millennials your age, working with their parents?
I would say there needs to be a good balance of listening and then speaking up. Sometimes there are times where they know what they're talking about and you just got to listen, especially if they've done something before or, they've been around the corner that you haven't seen yet. So listen to them. But at the same time, stuff too. Like, as a millennial, you'll probably know social media better, or you know the internet, or you know things too. So know when to find that balance in between listening and speaking up. I would say that.
Yeah, and you guys do a good job of that. You're not afraid to say something.
And you're also, but also the key piece in that too is, as parents, you're not afraid to listen when we speak up.
Oh yeah, these kids are smart.
You know.
They're smart. So yeah. So let's show the shades of Long Island, so everybody can. Before we go to commercial, you can check out Shades of Long Island. Let people know the best way you said to contact you.
Yes, definitely my email,
Okay.
Miya Jones at shadesoflongisland.com. And then there's Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. You can hit me up in the DMs if you want to, you know. But I prefer email, so.
All right.
There you go.
All right, let's take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll have our final thoughts. Okay, welcome back to Conversations with Verdel Jones. I want to thank our guest, Miss Gloria Washington-Mines. She is the owner of Gloria's Healthy Home. She's going to have her own talk show. She's going to be doing videos around health and wellness and things like that. All those important things that people really should, care about. And I also want to thank Miya Jones for being here.
You're welcome.
1/4 of Let's Kick It with the Joneses. And she represents Shades of Long Island, doing awesome, awesome things, covering great events, dealing with millennials and Gen Z and minorities and diversity, all that stuff. So I want to thank her for being here. And
Thank you for having me.
Oh, well, you're welcome. And I want to thank everybody for watching Conversations with Verdel Jones, and we will see you next time.